What's up, everybody? This is Greg with Advantage One Brokers, and this is the ADV1 podcast. This is a podcast we come to you each and every weekday with relevant topics and trainings. And today we have a very special guest speaker. We have Mr. Adam Schitea, the sales director from Mutual of Omaha. Adam, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Greg. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for taking your time, coming on board, and really just explaining to agents the benefits of working alongside Mutual of Omaha. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump out of the way. I'm going to let them, listen to you, and I'll let you take over. Sound good?
Yeah, thank you, Greg.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
All right. Well, first of all, just really happy to be here. Thank you, Advantage One. Thank you, Assura. We've had a long-standing relationship with Assura and all of Quility, and really excited about growing this relationship with Advantage One. So, Greg, again, thank you for having me on board, and I'll go ahead and get right into things. And as you can see there, my contact information is shared right on this slide. I'm going to show some important contacts for our sales team as we get into the presentation as well, but definitely want to make sure that you all have my information there. All right. So first, I just want to kind of cover, I think one of the beauties about Mutual of Omaha is as an agent, you don't need to necessarily come equipped with, the history of Mutual of Omaha, because oftentimes your client is going to already know the name and know, how long we've been around, or at least, be familiar with us being around for quite some time. So the reasons that we feel that as an agent you should want to do business with us really start with that brand recognition. We have been strong, stable, and secure for over 100 years. So going back to 1909, while we're here kind of talking about the life products, we have a multitude of products that we offer, including med sup, long-term care, disability, in addition to the life, accidental death and critical advantage and or critical illness products that some of you may be familiar with. The dedicated team I'll touch on, but we do have a great dedicated team that's available for all of you. We kind of operate in a regional basis now. So depending upon where you are located throughout the U.S., you're going to have a dedicated sales director to work with. And then myself, I am the primary kind of overall of Quility. And then the competitive simplified issue product portfolio. Hopefully you're already familiar with some of the products that we offer. But we feel that it is the most complete portfolio on the market. And I think you'd probably agree after learning about some of these products. And then our fast and simple underwriting, quoting, and application tools, really just trying to make that process of selling our products or getting our products into the hands of your clients as easy as possible for you and your client. And kind of leaning on that brand recognition, you can see really in the senior market in particular, your clients are going to know about Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, the hugely popular TV program that we had, that was predominantly in the 60s and 70s that was very popular, but we still do have a web presence with that. And it really has paid dividends in again, that brand recognition. Some of the Mutual of Omaha golf sponsorships that you can see there. Again, these are just efforts for us to stay top of mind for you and your clients. And then as an agent, it's not something that maybe all of your clients are going to be doing their homework. I know that you guys offer really nothing but great carriers. But as an agent, just knowing that you're going to have a carrier that you represent that's going to be able to be there in the time of need for your clients is very important. So our financial strength ratings are strong across the board. And looking at that team that I mentioned, so myself there is the primary and responsible for the West Coast. Jessica Helms is our sales director that works within the central states. And we do have a map that we can provide as well. Unfortunately, I don't have that on this slide here. But Gwen Banks, she's our newest sales director taking over the Southeast territory. David Neal working kind of those mid-South states, North Carolina and so forth. And then Kyle Gardner is up in the Northeast U.S. Caitlin Streeter, the top right corner there, she is the account executive that I work with and does really a phenomenal job. She helps kind of keep everything together within all the departments within Mutual of Omaha and make sure that things that need to be escalated get the attention that they need to get that resolution. And then talking about the Express Life product portfolio. So as I mentioned, we really do feel this is the most complete simplified issue product portfolio on the market. And that starts with our children's whole life. So as early as 14 days is what that product starts at. So 14 days to 17 years. And that is because we are an age last birthday company. That is 17 years and 364 days that that product is available for children and or grandchildren. Our IUL Express and Term Life Express are, really the products that meet that ages 18 to 70. So, whether they are more of a mortgage protection type client or even in some cases, maybe they're kind of a final expense lead that is a little bit healthier, may qualify for, the IUL Express or Term Life Express can be a great fit for those folks, 61 to 70 as well. And then Living Promise is our final expense product and our top product as a company. And that's available from ages 45 to 85 for the level day one coverage. And then our graded plan, so that with the 2-year wait, is available up to age 80. And then last, our Guaranteed Advantage accidental death. That is the only guaranteed issue product that we offer in brokerage, and that is accidental death only. But we do include that as part of our Express Life product portfolio. It is a great complementary product to whether it be mortgage protection sale or final expense, to give somebody that protection in the event of an accidental death, and it gives them the ability to add on a face amount that may cover the full mortgage versus maybe just part of it that they can afford with Term Life Express or IUL Express, for instance. And the best thing about all these products, they are available on our iGo e-app. Those middle three, IUL Express, Term Life Express, and Living Promise, are all available with an instant decision. So you can get that instant decision right within the e-app. And that would be for both in person. So if you're meeting with your clients face to face, or if you are selling over the phone, we also do have an e-signature by email option that's available for each of these products. So we've seen a lot of that throughout the last couple of years, in particular, more agents moving to more of the virtual type sale, which is, we have not slowed down sales at all in the last couple of years as agents have moved in that direction. And the main takeaway from today's podcast is really I want you guys to make sure that if you are looking to learn more about our products, please head over to our Simple site. It's just mutualofomaha.com/simple. And that has a lot of the product training material. There's training videos, product guides, all the things that you'd want to see for these particular products. So for the Simplified Issue Life products, if you are, delving into some of our fully underwritten life products, obviously we have those available. This site isn't going to really be focused on those products. But if you're looking at any of the products that I just mentioned on the Simplified Issue side, they will be there and have some great content for you to learn more, and also even videos that you can show to clients to help in the sales process with IUL Express in particular. And kind of taking a deeper look at Term Life Express, this will still be a little bit high level just for time's sake. But so Term Life Express, that is our mortgage protection product. I know you guys are doing a great job offering this product. Issue ages are from 18 to 70. We have a really popular return of premium option for the product, and I'll get into why that kind of stands out among our competitors. But again, just 10, 15, 20, and 30-year term, face amounts go up to $300,000 for those younger ages, 18 to 50, up to $250,000 for ages 51 to 60, and ages 61 to 70 go up to $150,000. And I should mention on the return of premium, that would be available as a rider up to issue age 50, so 18 to 50 there. And some of the benefits of the product, first off, we do offer living benefits on the non-return of premium. That is something that we are currently working on to not make that exclusive to the non-return of premium. But as it stands right now, only on the non-return of premium Term Life Express and or any Term Life Express plan, return of premium or non-return of premium in the state of California, that would, in the state of California, the living benefit riders would not be available, but outside of California and for all non-return of premium, you would have the living benefit riders available, terminal, chronic, and critical. For California and or for all of the return of premium, only the terminal illness accelerated death benefit would be available. We do also offer a residential damage waiver of premium rider. So because this is a mortgage protection plan, we do want people, in the event that they sustain $25,000 or more in damage to their home, we can actually waive premiums for 6 months to make sure that they have the opportunity to keep that coverage to help protect their families. And then the waiver of premium for unemployment rider is similar in that if they go out of work and they're receiving federal or state unemployment benefits, and this would be after they've had the policy for 2 years, they would be able to waive premiums for 6 months if they met the criteria there, again, to let them get back on their feet and keep that coverage. And then we also offer a common carrier death benefit provision, which pays double the death benefit up to $250,000 if they die as a fare paying passenger on a bus, plane, train, and so forth. And looking at the no-cost living benefit options, I kind of already covered this, but if they did choose the return of premium, or if they are in the state of California, it would just be the accelerated death benefit rider for terminal illness. So it's a 24-month or less life expectancy for that, and we can accelerate 92% of the death benefit. For all other states where there's non-return of premium, and hopefully in the near future here as well for the return of premium, but right now just non-return of premium, they're going to have chronic illness, terminal illness, and critical illness rider available to them, which is a max acceleration of up to 80% for those, and then the 20% or whatever remaining death benefit left over from what they accelerate would continue on at a reduced premium. And some of the great things about our return of premium and things that oftentimes when I talk to agents, they're not familiar with or not as knowledgeable about, is that not only do we return all premiums paid and waived, that also includes any riders and policy fees at the end of the term. We do build up a return of premium at the very early years. So actually by year 12 on average for our 30-year return of premium, by year 12 on average, 50% of the return of premium would be available to the client if they had to surrender early. So there are, other competitors that have a return of premium option on their products. A lot of those don't really offer much in the way of a return of premium or a reduced paid up, or a reduced paid up option until really the later years. Ours does start in the earlier years, and by year 12, again, 50% of the return of premium would be available if they did have to surrender. At the end of the policy term, that is where they would be able to receive up to 100%. So it is a 100% return of premium. Or they also have that reduced paid up option that they can choose to forego the return of premium, and they wouldn't have to pay another dollar of premium, and they would have that coverage would extend all the way to age 100 at a reduced face amount. So some great options, great flexibility for our return of premium. And you can show this right from within our mobile quote tool. A lot of agents that are selling our products are using our mobile quote tool and using that to, really present our products, the pricing, and in this case, the return of premium and or reduced paid up term life insurance available that would take them all the way to age 100 right within that mobile quote tool. And we also do show that right in the policy pages as well. So if your client is, curious and they really want that return of premium and want to see something in writing once they get that policy, they can see that right within the policy. It'll show the partial return of premium schedule. And again, by year 12 in this scenario, and really in any scenario, they should have 50% of the premiums built in for return of premium at that point. And some of our cost riders, so I touched on the no cost riders earlier. We also have some great no cost riders, including obviously the return of premium, but disability income is available for non-return of premium. That's probably our second most popular rider. That's a for-cost rider on Term Life Express. There's also a disability waiver of premium. We offer accidental death and then a dependent children's rider as well. And with the non-return of premium, we talked about return of premium and the ability to forego that return of premium to have that reduced paid up option. So that, builds in, essentially a permanent coverage for a client, taking them all the way to age 100. For non-return of premium term, if they want to convert to either our IUL Express product or we have a whole life for conversion only product, they can do so all the way up to the lesser of the end of the level term period or the policy anniversary following the insured's 70th birthday. You can see the commission rules, how we handle commission. So, after year 6 or year 6 plus, we would be able to pay 100% of the new business compensation for that conversion. So just again, it's a great thing to know that offering our products, the client's going to have the, option either with return of premium to have that reduced paid up option, or with the non-return of premium, if they wanted to convert to one of our great permanent products, they would have the ability to do so. And Index Universal Life Express. So this is our newest product on the Simplified Issue Life product portfolio. Came out in November of 2019, and it's really taken off as far as popularity among not just Quility, but really all the groups that we work with that are offering our Simplified Issue Life products. And, Advantage One is no exception. I looked just ahead of this call and see that as of this month, this is the best month of IUL Express sales that Advantage One has had to this point. So this is our Simplified Issue IUL product. There's the S&P 500 index notice there. And the basics of the product is it is a permanent life insurance solution. It offers that same simplified issue underwriting that you're familiar with Term Life Express, so no medical exams or lengthy health inquiries. In addition to the death benefit, we give you the ability, or give the client the ability to accumulate a cash value, which is going to be credited interest at a rate that's based on the performance of the S&P 500. So this is a very simple kind of point-to-point, annual point-to-point IUL based upon the performance of the S&P 500. And the cash value can help extend either the policy's death benefit or allow your clients to reduce or stop their future payments. So, very affordable, yet, gives you a lot of upside beyond a term plan with IUL Express. And looking at the basics there, so issue ages are essentially the same as Term Life Express. The one exception is that for tobacco users, the maximum age is 65 versus 70. We offer 3 different indexing strategies, so 100% participation, as well as a higher participation and a lower participation option that the client can choose from. However, the bulk of the sales that we're seeing on this product is with our Easy Solve, which is that 100% participation option. The value adds for IUL Express, it offers a minimum guaranteed coverage for 20 years or to age 80. So the lesser of the two. The ability to have coverage to age 120. So the Easy Solve premium that we really promote with IUL Express is designed to allow the product to endow at age 120 based on max illustrative rates there. And then the built-in features include our chronic, critical, and terminal illness riders. So IUL Express comes automatically included with our living benefit riders. Competitive cash value accumulation, as I mentioned, based upon the S&P, and it's the exact same underwriting as Term Life Express. Just a look, I didn't really get into this for Term Life Express, but the living benefit riders, the definitions there are the same. So you can see the terminal illness is a life expectancy of 12 months or less. Chronic and critical as well. So chronic is going to be if they are unable to perform 2 of 6 ADLs for 90 consecutive days, or they require substantial supervision due to severe cognitive impairment. And then the critical illness, you can see the different critical illness triggers that are available there as well. And essentially, as I mentioned, it is a 80% max acceleration for any of those living benefit riders. Both the critical and chronic will take into consideration life expectancy. So, if the client has sustained a chronic or critical illness, just keep in mind that we're going to be looking at the life expectancy as well to determine whether or not a benefit is payable, as well as how much of that benefit would be payable. The obviously lower life expectancies are going to result in a higher percentage of that requested acceleration being paid out.
Also, Adam,
and then
something yes. I wanted to kind of point out is that one thing that's unique with your guys' critical illness is that it has severe burns on there. So it's not just a critical illness. It's kind of like a critical event that's also added into that critical illness rider that a lot of carriers don't have.
That's a great point, Greg. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, and so with the two solutions that we really talk about for IUL Express would be our Easy Solve. Really, you're going to be your first choice, and I'd say that over 90% of the policies that are being sold with IUL Express are based upon that Easy Solve premium. That is what's going to be available on the mobile quote tool. It's using that 100% participation option that's designed to endow at age 120. So the policy will carry all the way to age 120 based upon maximum illustrative rates. And looking at that, that's going to really compete mostly with other simplified UL products and term return of premium products. And it compares very favorably with both, I should say. The guarantee, again, 20 years or to age 80, regardless of the S&P 500 performance. And then you've got the living benefits, all the other options or the benefits that we talked about with the competitive cash accumulation. We do also promote a minimum premium solve. And really, when I talk to agents, this is going to be the option that competes more so with non-return of premium, or if you have a client that is looking for, some upside potential, but they're still very, kind of have a tight budget as far as what they can spend on that coverage. So it still will give them that 20-year guaranteed coverage. Cash value growth isn't going to have as much potential upside because it's the bulk of the premiums are going towards that death benefit versus the accumulation. But it still can be a really, really competitive, and in a lot of cases, if the S&P does well, it can extend that coverage well beyond those 20 years and give them some cash accumulation as well. We'll see this in practice just really quick. So I put together a client scenario. This is a 33-year-old male who's looking for IUL Express. He's married, 2 kids with a $250,000 mortgage and a combined family income of about $120,000. And looking at IUL Express, we can get them a $250,000 death benefit. This is using that Easy Solve. Monthly premium would be just $122.29, which compares very favorably with a return of premium plan. You can see the protection at a glance. So the guarantee in this case actually extends to age 59. So even though we have that minimum guarantee of 20 years, in this case, it actually carries him 26 years guaranteed, regardless of the S&P 500 performance at that easy solve premium. We did a scenario at a 2.75% average rate of return for the S&P 500, and that actually carried the death benefit all the way to age 82. So a 33-year-old getting coverage all the way to age 82 at this monthly premium, which again compares very favorably with any term return of premium or simplified UL on the market. And then at those max illustrative rates, that would carry him all the way to age 120. So, great option for not only that death benefit protection, but some great upside, and then all of the things that come along with it, with the living benefit protection as well. And this kind of just shows, one step further as the policy goes along, what that accumulation value would look like at the max illustrative rate. So it's going in 10-year increments starting at age 33. So the first option being age 43 there. You can see the premiums paid in and what that accumulation value would look like at max illustrative rates, as they go on. If they're, looking to maybe at age 73, they want to start using some of that accumulation value to help fund their retirement, they would have the ability to do so. Obviously, it's going to continue to grow from there if, depending upon the performance of the S&P 500. And then the product training I did mention, just for the mutualofomaha.com/simple site. There's great videos, not only producer training videos that kind of talk about the product in particular, maybe just understanding IULs in general. There's also a kind of a process video for selling IUL Express. So kind of talking through what is required in order to do so. Running illustrations, being able to get everything set up to get that policy in place for your clients. And then there's also a consumer-facing video that a lot of agents I talk to really like to show their clients, as part of the sales process to help explain IUL and what the product is going to be able to provide for them and their families. And the last product I'm going to touch on today is our Living Promise Whole Life, and that is our final expense plan. Plan options for this product: we have a level benefit plan and a graded benefit plan. Level would be that day one coverage. So for the folks that are a little bit healthier and able to qualify for day one coverage, up to 85 and up to a face amount of $40,000. There is a standard tobacco and standard non-tobacco class for that. So, obviously if they are smokers, they're going to pay more for this plan. That is something that differs for our graded plan. So our graded plan is our 2-year wait. It's essentially 110% return of premium if they die in the first 2 years due to anything other than an accident. And with that, there is no tobacco distinction. So if they are a true graded, if maybe they were diagnosed with diabetes before age 50, or they have diabetes with complications, or any one of the conditions that may knock them down to a graded plan, and they are a smoker as well, I don't think you're going to find a better priced product on the market for them than our Living Promise graded plan for those particular clients that are smokers, because of the lack of a tobacco distinction for this. And it's priced very competitively. We did that now about 2 years ago to really kind of align closer to our guaranteed issue whole life plan, which we offer direct to consumer, which unfortunately is not available to brokerage. And then the multiple benefits. So obviously the tax-free death benefit. We do also offer an accelerated death benefit for Living Promise. Depending upon state availability, it's going to have both the terminal illness accelerated death benefit as well as a nursing home confinement benefit. So the nursing home confinement is, essentially if they're confined to a nursing home for 90 consecutive days or more, and they're expected to remain confined there throughout the duration of their life, we can also accelerate the death benefit for Living Promise. And then they have the ability to add on an accidental death benefit to the level plan only. So not on the graded, but if they do want to add that accidental death, which would double the death benefit, they can do so on the level plan. And our Living Promise, I touched on, our e-application providing an instant decision for Term Life Express, IUL Express, and Living Promise. But for Living Promise, just as an agent, essentially the way that the client answers the questions, you should have a pretty good idea if they are going to qualify for the plan. So it is a knockout app. Part one of the application, if they answer any yeses to part one in the application, they're not going to qualify for either the level or the graded plan. As long as they answer no to all questions in part one and you move forward to part two, any yeses there, they're only going to qualify for the graded plan. And then if they answer no to both part one and part two, and of course the MIB and pharmaceutical checks out, they would qualify for that level day one coverage. And the Living Promise marketing materials, which really goes for all of the products that I touched on. We've got a great library of marketing materials that are available to you. You can call sales support for that information. We also do have an online form that you can access within your forms and materials on our sales professional access, which is the agent portal. And then our quoting and application tool. So just kind of to wrap things up, for all these products, our mobile quotes is really where most agents are quoting our simplified issue life products. I touched on the return of premium and showing that right within the mobile quote tool. You can quote Living Promise, you can quote IUL Express with that easy solve, as well as children's whole life, accidental death, and a number of other products that we offer right within that mobile quote tool. It is free to download. Even if you are just, in the process of getting contracted with Mutual of Omaha, it doesn't require that you put in your production number or anything of that sort to download the mobile quote tool. You can do that now and start playing around and seeing the pricing on the products to familiarize yourself with that. And then WinFlex Web, this would be more when you're, maybe needing to run illustrations for IUL Express. Go to winflexweb.com. That is the web version of WinFlex that allows you to add Mutual of Omaha as one of your carriers and provide these illustrations. It is a pretty simple process in running the illustrations and gives a nice, review for the client to take a look at how that policy would be set up and depending upon the performance of the S&P 500, how it would perform throughout the years that they own it. And then our iGo e-app, again, available through our sales professional access for all of the products that I touched on, as well as Children's Whole Life and Guaranteed Advantage. And then the very last thing that I just wanted to touch on, over the last couple of years, we've tried to expand upon our mutual perks program. It is something that we ask that as an agent, you don't really use as an incentive to buy Mutual of Omaha's products, but we wanted to put together a program that offered some perks to our clients just as a way of thanking them for being a Mutual of Omaha customer. So there are coupons and discounts, health and fitness program, vision care benefits, down the line there, that after a client purchases one of our life products, they're going to get information on these nice perks that are available to them. Again, just to thank them for being a customer. And with that, I just want to thank you, Greg, so much for having me on. If there's something that you would like to, any discussions or any questions you may have, sorry for my phone ringing there, and that's probably going to continue to ring. I'd be happy to stick around and help answer any questions.
And let's, there we go. No, man, that was perfect actually. As I keeps going, that was perfect, man. I definitely appreciate Adam you coming on board and just taking the time to teach our agents. I learned a lot, and I've been using Mutual of Omaha now for a few years. So I think, like you said, we've been writing a lot of IULEs. There's been just an uptick in the IUL training that we've been doing, and a lot of agents are digging the IUL Express. So
Awesome.
thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions, about any of the products, are you a good person to reach out to for the contact information that you left?
Please do. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to answer any questions any agents may have.
Okay. Awesome. For everyone else that's watching, thank you so much for taking part in the ADV1 podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. You put the notifications on, because we're coming to you each and every weekday. I'm your host, Greg Birch. And if there's a fee, if you got any value out of this, if you learned anything from Adam and all the information that he provided, if you got something from it, then share this with somebody so that they can also learn from it. It's a simple fee. I appreciate everybody for